as well as from the pedestrians. And where they come together, interesting things occur. Flip through here. Transit is also a part of that product. We often say two wrongs make a right. Well, in Copenhagen, two straights make one. Okay. Whether or not there is a cycle track, to make a left turn in Copenhagen, you've got to do what is called Copenhagen two-step. And I wonder, here we are. Essentially, you approach an intersection. As you approach, if the light is red, you stop here. If you want to make the turn to the left, you wait for the light to change. You come here, back in here, and wait for the light to change again, and go on your way. Or just jump here. Okay. You can wait for 4 and 5 minutes to make a left turn in Copenhagen. And people do it gladly. I pose the question to you as cyclists in Seattle. Would you wait 4 minutes for a left turn?
People don't stop at red lights here anyway.
Well, some don't, I agree. And that's another issue. They enforce this with a verb. Even if there is no cycle track, you have to make a left turn that way. In the smaller streets, in the districts, the pedestrian districts and whatnot, it's a slightly different game. And on the major streets, whether or not there's a track, you have to make a left turn that way. And it's a question, and it's one that's worth posing to advocacy groups, not to mention any names against you. Is this a world that you can tolerate? And we'll come back to it. So, to their credit, the City of Copenhagen understands that separating bike traffic on the right side creates an issue. And there is as far as the public is concerned, there is perception and there is reality. Enforcement is heavy, and heavy enforcement is there for a reason. They've tried technology fixes. The advanced lights, first the bikes, then transit, then automobiles, and pedestrians kind of make their own way as they can. Stop boxes are there, even pavement lights to highlight to automobiles approaching an intersection that there is right turning traffic, or that there's bicycle traffic approaching them behind on the right. So they're trying all of these things. We'll get to Ms. Gulch in a second. Perception. When City of Copenhagen surveyed the public, some 60–70% of them felt that cycle tracks made cycling safer. That's impressive. There's that sort of reaction from the public to the survey. At the same time, injury collisions involving cyclists overall in the city since the track system was begun have increased 18%. Injury accidents involving pedestrians at intersections, 22%.
Per capita?
Yeah. So I realize these are broad numbers. The point here, and the bike numbers are at 28%. Okay. People are getting hit on the right turns. And it's a familiar thing in this city. We wring our hands every time someone gets hit going straight at an intersection by a right turning motor vehicle. The problem is accentuated in Copenhagen because the traffic's a little further over there. Okay, it's not so easily seen. They have tracks that are buffered both with parking, and now they're starting to bring it right back adjacent to the travel lane to improve this. They're also increasing width and capacity, but they still have that problem, and so there is a trade-off. Yet the perception is that it's safer, and as a result, the number of riders increases. Has it resulted in lowered collision rates? But it has resulted in increased use of bicycle. Another feature of the Copenhagen scene that my son experienced every day, he lived on a greenway street. How many of you have heard of greenways? Okay. Kind of a cool concept. They time the lights for 20 kilometers an hour. If you go 20 kilometers an hour, you will hit every light all the way in the township. 12 miles an hour. Yes. That's about 12 miles an hour. Okay. During the time I was at King County, we used to do a lot of speed studies on Perkins. And well, I haven't been a part of those in the last couple of years. When I was involved with the 85th percentile speed when we used the traffic indicator's turn for the bane of my son's existence in Copenhagen as a cyclist. I mean, he had the department store 3-speed. He had a Myra Welch's bike, basically, lived the dream. Black, black bike, the whole lines. Either he would ride at 15 miles an hour and hit every light all the way to town, or he would get caught behind a cargo bike and not be able to pass it and hit every light all the way to town. I think he said in 6 months, twice did he live the dream and actually had the entire flow of cyclists moving at 20 kilometers an hour. And he said he had to organize the group. So I think because it was frustrating. So yeah, a lot of concepts, a lot of innovations. I love this idea of concept. Danish transit, not so much. The green wave streets are also transit streets. They're getting caught up in what is an intentional traffic jam. So another consideration as we start to design with the other users that we're also trying to encourage. And how are they going to be affected by our designs? Ms. Gulch should be hitting every traffic light, especially if she's taking Toto to the sheriff. So
we talked about this.
We've already talked about this. So on to you.
Okay, so some potential operational and safety challenges with separated bikeways. Obviously, pedestrians using them to walk in. This guy's riding the wrong way. Wrong way riding is not something apparently a Cycletrack fixes. What a surprise! And then just this situation here in the middle, which is an extremely poorly designed cycle track, which is barely wide enough for a bike, a perfectly balanced bike in a straight line to fit in. We talked about some of the intersection challenges. So this is just showing the multiple conflict points that you would hit with the side path or cycle track going through an intersection. And just as an aside, the history of bicycle facilities in this country is started out very similarly to what Phil described, in that there were a lot of highway engineers that were really interested, cared deeply about safety, wanted to get bikes away from fast, high-volume vehicle lanes, and they wanted to put them all on side paths. And there was a movement, and probably the most famous person in that movement is John Forrester, that came around and said, no, bicycles can be safe as long as they are as long as they're behaving as though they are vehicles. And that's where we get the vehicular cyclist term. And that sort of idea became so firmly ingrained, it really dictated the way that we design bike facilities in this country for the last 35 years. And so that's one of the things that's very different, is that we have a cultural difference in the way that, in the bicycle community, and also in the way that we've sort of grown up as a bicycle community. No, I don't. I would prefer not to. All right, so then why consider them? Well, here's why. So this is a chart that Roger Geller, who's the bike coordinator for the city of Portland, put together. And he sort of divided up bicycle transportation cyclists into these categories, or just the general public. So fast and fearless cyclists, enthusiastic and confident, maybe about 7%. Interested but concerned, so people who might like to get on their bikes more often but are kept from doing that from their perception of traffic safety fears. And then no way, no how, right? So we're never going to get those people out on their bikes. That's fine. But what about the 60% in the middle? What have we been doing for them? How have we been paying attention to them? There are a lot of women in that number. There are a lot of older adults in that number. There are a lot of sort of the broader population of folks in that number. So